Hello everyone. Welcome to watching our show that is embracing your design for midlife transformation. And the tagline is Come Alive to Impact More Lives. And the reason for us to host this show is to share with others. We all have this amazing energetic profile. Some moments we start to have a little awareness about, wait a second, I need to live like me. I need to honor my energetic self so then I can make more true, authentic impacts to the world. We have an honor to have a Kelly Markey to join us. Kelly Markey is definitely is not anybody. I grab it from the street. She actually is a woman changing the world award winner in 2023, Nobel Prize nominee as well. And she has been doing so many great things around the world to bring the medical, bring the awareness, bring the power to women around all the different continents. And so this is my honor to be co-author a book with her. We just published Heart Warrior. This is the Amazon bestseller already after 2 days launch. So if you really want to know more about the great story, get a copy. And now it's in Amazon for sale. So Kelly, let me welcome you to say hi to our audience.
Hi, Sunny. It's an absolute pleasure to be here on this platform. I appreciate the opportunity, and I'm intrigued as how this journey is going to unfold, and how I can add value and how these tools can add value into my life.
I think a lot of people are curious about human design chart or gene keys, those golden paths. For me, it's totally life-changing events. The beginning is really confusing. Say, really? Huh? How? I think the human design chart is my divine energy flow. So when we're born at a certain time and a certain arrangement with the solar system, we have this energy imprints on the moment we are born and also on the moment before we are born, about 88 days. But those two profiles in the energy profile actually create a trinity of the energy flow. So the 88 day before we're born, that is more like the unconscious imprint energy. But when we really born on that moment, on the location, you have the imprint by all the different planetary, and they become, you're kind of aware who you are. So become the awareness and aware, those two energy flow become a trinity of your energy field. So I'm not going to be too detailed and sharing about Kelly's profile, but I have to tell you, Kelly's profile is amazing. She is the natural born leader. In that way, her profile, she is the energy profile as a generator. Generator has 70% of population. I'm generator too. We are the main source to provide a whole energy for the planet because we have this powerful sacral center. We emit it out like a generator, right? The energy just kind of help everything light up. And that's exactly Kelly did. She has all the great thing and across the world and do all the amazing things to encourage other, bring the lights, inspirations. But like generators, sometimes we just responded too quickly. Like the strategy, actually, we need to wait to respond. But as a generator, like a little engine, I can, right? I don't want to wait. And I don't know about you, Kelly. Do you want to add anything? You just want to do it other than waiting?
Absolutely. I don't wait for any spark or anything. I feel like I just need to, get this done. Yesterday, I read the profile that you sent me in terms of my gene keys. And yes, I think it's totally apt in, how you described me. And it's good to have that insight because quite often we don't understand the engine room. It's good to understand the engine room, and then you can be proactive in understanding how you respond to life rather than react.
Yeah. Because we all train to react. It's kind of just the way, we, I don't want to say programmed, but that is how we brought up. We feel like we need to quickly to say yes or no, or do something, or it's say, yes, I can do it. It's really with the generator become easy to be manipulated, I would say, because I can see myself. I want to volunteer. I want to do it. I want to go ahead to help. And for you as a 5-1, it's even more be pushed. You are the natural born leader, which means you got 5-1 profile. You can stay in the public and people will come to you, Kelly, could you help me do this? Kelly, do you know this? So people automatically think you are the leader. You have the practical solutions for the problem they have. So that may cause you more of the distraction, right? Because you other than take care of yourself, you go on to solve other people's problems. So I don't know whether that resonates with you with some time in your life. Maybe you overworked to offer your help.
Absolutely. I feel it's my core part of my DNA. I always seem to attract more in terms of, you be in the room and it's like the molecules are attracting me to generate the energy. And even in the corporate arena, I get asked to, can you manage this? Can you be the owner of that? Because even though it's not in my job description, it comes out that I'm quite capable and it just lands on my plate, even in life. So it's interesting to know that it's not just coincidence, that there is a mechanism and there is sense that connects all of this. And, we are all born different with some engineering behind us. It's intriguing.
You're 5-1. That profile actually need to interact with other and find out your purpose. But for me, I'm 1-3. It's more like I need to go in there to just be myself. Like go in there, be isolation. I can get more insight about me other than to mingle a lot of people. See, that is like people say, you need to go out. You have to, live in the community. But for me, that's draining my energy. I would rather to have my own space just to read books and cooking and sleeping. Other than go out to like try to help them. Oh yeah, I can help, but it's not my original build. So I need to honor that. I need to have enough space. I can still doing out to the community work, and that's how I become a lifestyle mentor. But my boundary become very important for me because once
Absolutely.
I understand my profile, I know, I actually need this and just claim it. Then once you know that's going to make you happy and healthy, then people respect that too. And when people come in to want to do something, they can be resonated with the boundary you set up. So this is really, I see the human design system is for us to disclose on the energetic level. Sometimes we not really pay attention to. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Life itself is complex. And I think if we are all stumbling in a forest in darkness, it's a recipe for disaster. So if we understand our forte, wow, it's like having a map and having a flashlight. Yay, there's hope, right? So thank you for bringing that hope to us, Sunny. I really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to understanding my gene keys and seeing how it can navigate the path forward for me.
Yes. So the whole human design system is actually the body graph, which is our divine energy in the middle. But surrounding, based on the ancient wisdom, we never separate from the source and the earth. So in between, we are connection to bring the information from the solar system or universe and share with anything growing on earth. So with that particularly very important mission, we definitely need some roadmap, right? So we navigate it, we're not wasting too much time on something we're not supposed to do. So that is the gene key actually coming in play. Gene key, the outer ring of the human design system, but it also aligned with the astrology and the planetary arrangement. Original actually is from the ancient Chinese text called I Ching. So I Ching is like 6 lines with the yin and yang, and they have different combination. You think about every line can have 2 options, then 6 lines. So totally becomes 64 variations. But that 64 is actually aligned with the 4 seasons. And we know what time, we shifted to that particularly key, then we'll have a different imprint energy for us. So we are totally not separate with anything around us. If we honor this, we can align with the flow, then we actually take the advantage to help us to do something we want to do. But it is really not easy for us to understand this ancient wisdom thing. But Gene Keys, the author, Richard Rod, actually, he put all his life learning and his enlightenment experience and put all together, become this beautiful book. So for you, Kelly, I'm happy to tell you your 4 prime gift. And for that Gene Key, actually, they have this path, they call golden path. So the first 2 is called life work and evolution. Those 2 spheres actually indicate the challenges we're going to face when we come down here. When we work on our challenges or opportunity, we start to understand we need to go more understand ourselves. So the journey will start with some breakthrough evolutions. Then we go into find out who we are and how to make us happy and healthy, and what is the really ultimate purpose for me to show up for this life. So for your activation sequence, you are definitely coming here to transform life for other people. So I want to say you have this gift, this intimacy as your life work. That means you are really want to have a community work close together, and you want to be recognized as a leader for you to offer this practical tool for others. But however, when you work on that, if become a yes generator, like me, you might become more and more feel trapped. You are urged for the freedom. People maybe not recognize your talents, but then, or they may be jealous about you. So you feel trapped. And in that moment, I think you will start to kind of want to have them get out that trap. I want to get off this golden cuffs. Then you have an evolution. The evolution actually is not to fight back. It's more how to love myself more, how to protect myself when things happen I don't want it to happen. So that evolution will push you to the other side, which is your being. That's really, we don't really know who we are. We just know what we're supposed to do. But the being part is more like you look at the tree and all the animal, the birds, they just follow their season, right? They're not against to argue with the universe. They just do what I'm supposed to do. That's our being. So for your being, you actually is versatility. That means you are a natural learner. You can learn everything when you're really happy, right? If you don't have a blockage, your energy flow, wow, you're like, everybody say, how Kelly can learn that fast? Because that's who you are. You are versatility. Then you also, the purpose actually for you to be determination. Well, determination from here is more like, maybe you want to do a lot of things, but you're not able to move in to think when you're in the low vibration. Because Gene Key has a 3 different level of the consciousness. Most of us in the living in the low vibe, we call it shadow. That's our challenge. So when we start to facing our challenging and learn the lessons, we will start moving our vibration up. Then the next level is the gift. So the gift is more like the creativity. You just come in with the flow. You can start to solve problems faster, and you can enjoy life much better. You have more freedom. Then that is how the frequencies move from the shadow to the gift. And the other way, see the gift actually is the light source. And we call it shadow because the light's always on the back. That's how we have a shadow, right? But if we always focus on the shadow, the weak point, we don't even where light is on the back. But when the gift frequencies, we finally realize we can turn the other way. So shadow's still there, but we focus on the light source. Then we nurture the shadow. So then they can finally merge together and then become the highest expression is called city. And that is your essence. Now we all have essence, but they are barrier in there until we can finally accept our shadows and finally know we are not separate from our gifts. You merge that two energy together again. That is the highest expression everybody can have. So that's how the 4 prime gifts in your profile. I hope that really give you a little insights once you got a chance to review your profile a little bit deeper. So let me say out loud with your highest expression, you are transparency. So you just like a light because you are really pure. Then you really don't have any blockage. So you're transparency. Then you also freedom. Think about all this obligations you not necessarily need to do, but you set yourself free, right? So that is the higher expression. Then you mastery. When you versatility, you can do a lot of things. You are the master for all. Then the next one, your purpose is invincibility, right? Because then you determine it, nobody can stop you. What's a generator, right? People need you to move ahead. So then you really do this whole thing. In your life, you can activate yourself. Then you have another sequence in a gene key called Venus sequence. Is more like to visit our relationship with ourselves, with anything we attract to our life. Is anything maybe because the way I grow up, I trap in certain energy. So then I attract to that same type of energy all my life until I decide to let go with my childhood experience. So that Venus sequence is all based on letting go with trapped emotion and energy. Then after you're clean, after you align, right, your doing and being is really just align your creativity, outpouring, they become master with something. And that is the perfect moment for somebody like you to make even more impact, because that you're not living in the past, you're not carrying all the baggage. Right now you're pure, you are really focused and aligned with the purpose you are here to serve. You are definitely a leader. You are already accomplished a lot of things, great things. But I think the next stage, maybe I can hear from you. What do you see yourself to do in the next 5 years with all the package you have, the energy you have, and to see whether you want to share?
Wow, absolutely. Wow. Thank you. Thank you for that insight in terms of my gene keys. I'm not really surprised with most of it because I feel like, you know, I've lived in this package for a good few decades. And I think in the last 5 years, I saw a lot of that come to the light in terms of, you know, being in lockdown. And I became an author during lockdown, and I basically took the world by storm. You know, my debut book has sold in over 80 countries. I've got over 5,000 stellar ratings on it. And more so, it's impacted the world. So it aligns with that transparency, being a leader, and the raw experience, my lived experience has resonated with a large proportion of the world. And they have reached out to me to write more. So my life is kind of shifted from where I was in terms of being that individual. And yes, you know, I'm also a high achiever in, you know, the corporate arena. I have a successful career. I work in medical IT, and I want for nothing. So I thought life was content, but becoming an author has opened a whole new avenue in terms of reaching humanity, making a difference. And you mentioned earlier being nominated for a Nobel Prize. That as well happened without, me having a plan. So I was inundated with requests to write another book, and I penned my second book, which is actually launching in December in New York, entitled Making Sage Decisions. And it talks about, I guess, aligns with a lot about my character, the crux of who we are, what makes us tick, what brings that engine alive in terms of the decisions we make, what we know, what we don't know, and how it impacts our decision-making skill. So I think, the tools that you have will plug nicely with this. And once I wrote my manuscript and had it peer reviewed, it got nominated for 2 Nobel prizes. So I definitely feel like there's a calling on my life to make a difference, not just in the country that I am in Australia, but to the world. So the next 5 years, I am waiting with bated breath. I don't know where life's going to take me, but I definitely know that I'm open to going with the flow and channeling what needs to be channeled via me in terms of helping people. I've donated a few of my books. My initial book, Don't Just Fly, SOAR, which is a memoir. And I've had people that I haven't met reach out to me and say, this has given me a new lease on life. They're reading it for the 4th and 5th time. So in terms of the future, that's what I want to align with, is making a tangible difference to people and helping them, even if it's just one individual. And I know I've already impacted millions, to give them a brighter future or make people make better decisions, because we've got that whole arena of, there's the darkness that's looming on one side with policymakers and, keeping people tied, I guess, with the noose in certain arenas in the world. I've also grown up in South Africa, where apartheid reigned, and Nelson Mandela was prisoned for his beliefs and his values and all of that. So I've lived through that, and I'm very passionate about bringing justice and ironing out discrimination. So that's where I see myself moving in the future, is making the world a little bit better.
Yeah, bring more lights, because that's who you are. You are really transparent, and with all the lights and energy. The reason I say the human design chart can tell us about our energy flow, based on your profile, you have your head center and ajna both defined. That means people with defined heads and ajna center, they know they're not really easy to be shifted by others people's opinion. You just know what you need to do, because that is your concept.
Absolutely.
That is, yeah, you really just solid. So you just want to pop it.
Exactly, like becoming an international author, I've achieved many accolades in the corporate arena, and as a branded international author, I've won awards. I've been nominated as a nominee for Women Changing the World. I've just won top executive for 2023 in the digital space, and with that comes a lot of mudslinging. People would sling at you and do anything to shake the tree. But yeah, I know that I'm this big oak that's planted.
Yes. We definitely need a role model like you, Kelly. You just stand there and hold on to the thing and do a good leader type. Because the leader is really not to force. Leader is to demonstrate how to be a leader.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I really appreciate you to do that. And it's amazing, really. I urge everybody to get a copy of this Power, because Kelly's story, I cannot really emphasize more. When I read it, I say, yes. We just need more people like this. So let me quickly read 2 sentences from the book written by Kelly. So Kelly talked about, my success was measured by others. However, I continuously deliberated on my own satisfaction. The generator, when we are really aligned with our purpose, we feel satisfied. But if we not feel frustrated. So that is exactly you living alone with satisfaction. You don't bother by others people's opinion that much anymore. And the other sentence I really have impact on me is, even if your heart pumps like thunder, find your warrior stability and relentless values to expand your true equilibrium. So Kelly definitely living the expansion. Her energy is just emitted out from her aura, and that is expansion. But it is also that's who she living with her profile. If everybody, we just live along our profile, we are all this warrior in our own way and emit the light and energy then to share around the globe. So I really appreciate you knowing yourself even without knowing your chart, because a lot of people just like you just face it. You just to live through it. Then you learn the lesson, and that lesson is valuable to share through your books, to your speech, through wherever you go, your touch life just like that.
Absolutely. Thank you for giving me this opportunity and adding more greater facet to what I do. Thank you, Sunny. I really appreciate that.
Thank you, Kelly. Yeah, if you get some value from the conversation, and remember to subscribe my channel. I will going to invite more and more people. They live on their own truths, and they face their shadow, and they nurture and become somebody they're supposed to become. If you really think that is a great thing too, and check on your human design chart. And also I'm the Gene Keys guide. If you ever want me to help you to understand your profile, definitely I will put my connection link down there, and welcome to give me a connect. So thank you so much, Kelly. Let's all come together and make more impact.
Absolutely.
See ya.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.